Shall we get ourselves warmed up? Just start moving your feet. Yeah, but Lee is very excited to be given the go ahead to start moving again. I guess she must mean she's allowed to drive, so that's good. Let's squat side to side. Side to who just came in? Is that Stacy? Couple more. Take your arm and reach across. So today, as we focus on strengthening our total body, right? We're going to use some dumbbells. Here's what's coming. Time to open up your hips, swing, and return to your midpoint. So I'm going to mix up the order of our movements a little today, just to get your brain focused. Step your right leg back, press your hips forward, reach, and switch. So you're pressing your hip forward, reach right through your fingertips. There we go. Next time, one arm at a time, but add the rotation. I know I need this to really help warm up my back. 4 to go. Oh, wait, you keep going. I got to move that dog ball so I don't trip on it. Good. Lateral lunge. 10 toes forward. Push side to side. Let your hips shift. Ba, ba, ba. Good. Now we reach. Let your hip shift. Keep your spine nice and straight so it's your hips that push back. And now we'll add our big reach and rotation. Oh, feels so good. We'll, of course, add some balance components because that's a really important motor skill for us to continue to work on. Right leg forward, crouch, push off, alternate your legs, push and catch. Do you remember yesterday how we added a slow lift? So right leg forward, lift your left leg, step back and switch. Now right leg doesn't need to be high. I can sink and lengthen like this and keep my toes on the floor the whole time. Or start to prepare because we will do some single leg deadlifts in our workout. One more. Good. Right heel forward. Shift your hips back. Now, like usual, I've designed a lot of this to be done with just one dumbbell, just in case you want to hold 2 in one hand or 2. You have that choice. Big sweep. So I hear in different parts of the world, they're really starting to lift COVID restrictions, like in England and other European countries. So hopefully we're not that far off. Right leg turns in and switch. I know some things are opening next week, and fingers crossed, we'll just continue in that upward pathway. Reach. Here we go. Fingertips reach towards the wall that your leg is turning towards. See if you can really reach. Let your shoulder blade move. Good. Okay, just a couple more things. Take a big breath. Exhale, come halfway down. Then roll up. Okay, let's do that a few more times. Inhale. Exhale, nice flat back. Then roll. Good. A few more. If you want to come a little deeper, you can. You'll see how your hamstrings and your back feel. Okay, let's do that 2 more times because it feels so good. And then I think we're ready. Nice flat back. Then scooped pelvis and chin. Last one. Big scoop and roll. Good. Okay, my friends, are you ready to go? Grab one dumbbell. I'm going to hold mine in the goblet position. We're starting with our feet at least hip distance. Legs turned out with a squat. You ready? So here we go. You could have one dumbbell on each shoulder if you want. You're pushing your hips back and press your knees out wide. Now, at any point, as I pick up the pace of the movement, you're welcome to stay at this pace or join me a little quicker. Chest stays up nice and proud. So think of pushing your hips back, but really using the muscles in your back that line your spine. Contract those to keep your spine up. Now, your next choice is to power push your dumbbell using your legs, using your hips. So think sharp push, sink, push. Bum, 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 bum. Push. Oh, let's do 8 more. Come on. I'm feeling warm now. I'm sure you are from this big movement. Last one, last one. Good. Now, keep your one dumbbell, or maybe you have one in each hand, and that's fine. So I'm going to use one and start feet hip distance apart. Knees a little bent for a Romanian deadlift. So I'm going to slide down towards my knees and up, okay? Keep your gaze towards the ground. I'm going to switch this up in a moment, okay? Now you can stay straight down, or you can shift towards your right leg and now your left. So here's why I'm doing one dumbbell, but you certainly could have one in each hand and you just frame your right leg and then your left. So once you've got a good kind of look and understanding of the movement, you don't need to look at me unless you want to. If you're kind of following your gaze with your dumbbell's path. Shift. Good. Let's keep that coming. So nice for our hips. Whew. Shift and reach. You have 4 to go. Got me in love again. 2 more. Beautiful. All right, so next movement. Feet come wide again. We're going to do a variation on the wood chop. So your left heel's going to lift, and then you have this version where you're going side to side. Notice my arms stay long and straight. I'm squeezing the end of my dumbbell. But then let's start like this. Push through your hip. I'm going to add another variation. So if you want, your leg can step in as you really push through both hips. So you pick and choose if you want to try. Now, if you want even more, sink in between like a squatting motion, then drive it up, and you can try that step in. All right, all right. Whew. I'm definitely nice and warm now. Bum, 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 bum. All righty, let's do 4 more. Last one. Good. Did that get your heart rate up a little? Okay. Whew. Next one. I'm trying to see how I should hold my dumbbell here. If it's better. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to hold mine right in the middle because it's such an awkward size. Feel free to hold it on the end. Okay, so here's our movement. We're going to do a lateral squat, and then you can push your dumbbell overhead and go from shoulder to shoulder. Okay, so if you're holding your dumbbell more like this in the goblet position, it'll look like that. Just because mine's so big and awkward. Here we go. Keep going. I know you didn't stop. I was just showing you. So side to side. Now you don't have to do the overhead press, right? You can hold your dumbbell in the center and do a lateral squat. Definitely adds to the intensity when we're going side to side. Can we hang in for a few more? My universe. Uh-oh. How about 4 more? 4. Pop it up. 3. Pop it up. Last one, last one. Excellent. All right. I need a quick sip of water. So, If you have two dumbbells, we're going to lie on the ground and do some chest press. If you don't have two, you could use your towel or your band, okay? So on the ground, we're going to work the chest muscles. Ooh, our big chest muscles. Okay. So one dumbbell in each hand. Ooh. Let me get these lined up. So put your wrists so they're over the middle of your chest. Hands a little bit wider than your shoulders. Make the V shape as you lower and press. Hope you can see me okay. I've got this wonderful cart that I put my computer on that I can wheel around. But when I'm lying down, sometimes it's a little hard to see the computer. And press. So I've got my legs bent. I just find it more comfortable for my back. You could have them out, but just watch your back position. And then I want you to press your shoulder blades and your ribs down to the floor. Let's speed this up. Drop and press. My universe. So if you're using a towel or a band, it starts kind of tight and then it gets tighter as you come into this chest press position. Okay, we're almost done, but we're going to alternate our arms. So do one arm at a time, alternate for the final set. If you don't need to alternate, I kind of need it, right? If you don't need to, you could certainly keep doing both arms together. Ugh. 8 more in total, or 4 on each arm. 4, 3, 2, last one. Now use some momentum to rock and roll yourself up. Okay, let me come back up to stand and get my mat out of the way. What are we doing next? Oh, okay, let me get one dumbbell out of the way so it's not an obstacle. A little more space here. So we'll take one dumbbell. Come from a neutral stance again, feet hip distance apart. It's not a lot of momentum on this one. I'm going to press diagonal and then go the other way. Here we go. So diagonal right, now diagonal left. You won't be able to do as many, or maybe you need to switch your weight for this one, right? Because we're not using momentum. But go ahead, bend your knees a little for stability. Reach right corner. Now left corner. Ooh. Reach. Do everything you can to keep your body nice and still and facing forward. So we're avoiding rotation. And your core is working so hard to avoid that temptation. Four to go. Last two, last two. Good, last one. Alrighty, good stuff. Grab a sip of water whenever you need it. I'm gonna grab a quick sip. Okay, we're gonna do one more sequence of squats. But this time, we're gonna use the diagonal squat that we did in the warm-up. So, dumbbell and goblet position, open, come back to center. Open. Now, I'm not gonna add the bicep curl. I know you're used to that because I have something else I wanna add. Go to the left. Okay, can you speed this up first? So right and left. Right? You open about the 45-degree angle, just approximately. Alrighty. Now watch my legs. If you want, jump back in. So open, jump in. That's why we're not dropping the dumbbell, or you're going to ding yourself in the knees. You don't have to jump in. You can keep the step. Any way you choose, we've got 8 more. 4. Last one. Woo. Okay, that got my heart rate up. Bent over row. So grab a second dumbbell if you have it, or go to your band or your towel, okay? Neutral stance again, feet about hip distance, knees soft. We start the same way we did with the Romanian deadlift, but then we're going to add a row. So you're going to draw your shoulder blades together as your chest expands. Okay, ready, steady. I'll show you a few from the side. Dip, pull, rise and shine. Push through your feet right here to stand. Then pretend or imagine I just put an ice cube down your shirt. Oh, you flinch and squeeze right there. Now, just like with the Romanian deadlift, you want a nice long spine. So your head is part of that equation. Your gaze is on the floor, just a little beyond your feet. That'll keep your neck position long. Let's amp this up a little. Stay and pull 3 in a row. 3, 2, push through your feet, stand tall. Come again. 3, 2, stand tall 2 more times, then we're done. Last one, last one. Draw your belly button right in. Oh, good. Okay, let me tuck one dumbbell out of the way. Ooh. Okay. We did this one last week, so we're going to bring it back. A little momentum again on this one. Feet wide, okay? Lifting your left heel. We circle, stick, and lower. Here is the other option that I showed you last week as well. So instead of a complete full circle, you can do a smaller circle, right? Think like a lowercase O or an uppercase O. Stick, shoulders, pull back. Circle, stick, pull. Powerful core movement to generate power. Oh, I'll show you from the side. Circle, stick, pull back. Circle, stick, circle, stick. Good. Come on. Let's do 4 more. Pull. Circle, stick, pull. Thank you. There's so many cameras on. I can see all your bodies moving. It's awesome. Last one here. Good. All right. Oh, let's do some lunging. Enough of the squat motion. Okay. We've got a few minutes left, so we can do a couple more exercises before we stretch. So feet hip distance apart. If you want to have a dumbbell on each side or on each shoulder, you can, because we're going to just step back and alternate our legs. Whew. Alrighty, knees are slightly bent. Right leg goes back. Let's start slow and switch. You're dropping your back knee towards the ground. Your front knee stays over your ankle. So it's quite sharp, right? The angles, the 90-degree angles you're trying to create with both legs. Push in, drop. Good. Keep that coming. I'm not going to speed this one up because it's enough to think about finding your bearings as you step backwards. How about we do 8 more in total? Step in. TJ's looking at me now. Marilyn, she still has her head on the pillow, but she shifted her head, her eyes are, are you looking at me, baby girl? Oh my goodness. She's distracting. She's so cute. Oh, there she goes. Bye, TJ. Maybe she hears Steph moving around upstairs. Alrighty, last one, last one. Excellent. Okay, next up. Whew, how about we do some push-ups, my friends? Let me get my dumbbell down on the ground. So if you want to grab your mat, if you're on a hard floor like me. So let's aim for 16 push-ups. Now I'm going to show you something that you can decide to try or not. Okay? You can do your push-ups straight on. Think of the chest press we did and you just flip it upside down. Or, and don't worry about the music, you can go side to side, okay? Come with me whenever you're ready. I'm going to start the 16 now. So if you're going to try to move, like I'm doing, maybe knees on the ground. If you're kind of going in a similar pace to me, that's 8. 12. Should we go for an even 20, actually? Sorry if you had your head wrapped around 16. Here's 16. The last 4 are complete bonus. You don't have to do it because, if you had your goal set at 16 and then I just switched it on you. One more, one more. Oh. But good bragging rights, right? Any push-ups are for good bragging rights. Alrighty, so let's see, depending on how your dumbbell is, we're going to try to convert it so it's like doing a kettlebell swing. Okay, so mine's super awkward because it's long. I actually have a kettlebell, but I know most of you aren't going to have a kettlebell at home. So your legs are wide, your arms are nice and straight, and then we move from our hips, okay, to drive this up. In fact, I might grab my kettlebell since we have it. Oh, but it's way set too heavy right now. Look at this. So it's also an adjustable kettlebell, like our dumbbells. Swing. You keep going. You keep going. I'm going to make mine a little heavier here. My husband will be so happy that I used it. So don't worry about going to the beat of the music. Notice I don't bend a lot. It's a little hip shift. My arms stay straight. I drive through my hips to bring my weight to shoulder height. Ugh. I can't go higher or I'm going to put a hole in my ceiling. Okay? But that's okay. We don't need to go any higher. Just keep moving. Bam. Bam. Okay, just go for a few more seconds. We won't worry about number of repetitions. Squeeze your tush. Push your hips forward. Squeeze your hips. Ugh. Okay. You ready? Oh, beautiful. Okay, kind of fun. Yeah, because that adjustable dumbbell is great for so many things, but kind of awkward for kettlebell swings. Okay, how much time do we have? Can we do one more exercise? Oh, let's just do one more exercise. Actually, 2 more exercises. We're going to do a single leg deadlift, and then we'll do a plank before we stretch. So 1 dumbbell in each hand again, or holding it. I'm catching my breath from those kettlebell swings. Feet hip distance apart. We'll slide, and then, of course, Judy, we can do your shift move if you want. So my shoulders are pinched together. My heel lifts, okay? If you want, you can shift around your standing leg, but I still want you to work on that pinch between your shoulder blades. So your chest is proud, your heel lifts to the ceiling. I'm stopping right around my knee. So depending on how your hips feel, your butt, your glutes, and your hamstrings, the upper back part of your leg, right, that's going to determine how far you can tip while keeping your spine in a protected and safe alignment. Okay, let's do 8 more. Here's what it looks like if you want to go straight down. 4 to go. Oh, I didn't bring my stopwatch down today, but we can figure that out on our plank. Good. Okay, we're done with our weight. One more exercise. Plank, or if you prefer to do a hover, where you come onto your forearms. Sometimes I just prefer to do it like that. If you feel like your hands have done enough load today with push-ups and stuff. Okay, so either Elbows under shoulders or wrists under shoulders. Knees or toes, you decide. You ready? Let's hold. Shift forward. Knees are down if that enables you to keep your spine nice and straight. Let me tuck my top in so you can get a better idea of what's happening here. Let's stay a little bit longer. Shoulders draw down away from your ears. Oh, belly cinches in. So that feeling of taking your belt buckle, your belt, and pulling it tighter. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Can we stay a little bit longer? And of course, you just take a break when you need it, and then you regroup and maybe try to join back in. Oh, so close. Don't shift your hips like I'm doing. I'm just dancing. If you want something, you could shift forward and back. I know we did that yesterday. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, done. Forearms on the floor, lift, or you can come up a little higher as long as you can draw your shoulders down and pull your belly in so that it's not causing any discomfort for your back, in your back. Just changing the music here. Ooh. Then go ahead and shift yourself back. Maybe you take your knees out wide into a child's pose. So thank you again. It's been really fun teaching this class, doing this workout with you on Thursdays throughout January. But we are all so thrilled that Lee is doing so much better. She's pain-free compared to what she was like before, which is so incredible. So she'll be back teaching this next Thursday. Okay, tuck, slide to stretch out your hip flexor. Front knee and ankle, right? They're lined up. Then take your back arm, lift to lengthen the whole front line of your body. And then just see if you can relax your glutes so you can shift further forward. A road to you. Now shift your hips back. Toes can come up if you want. Oh, now I've got my knee bent. I need that. Stretching through hamstring. I'll show you this front view. My world was cold and flat, and you deserve more. Doesn't matter which leg is forward. Take the leg that's forward, take it out to the side. Push your foot down flat, and then shift your hips back. So we're getting a stretch through our adductor muscles, so right in through the inner part. Now come on up, slide your leg around behind, and then see if you can kind of shift back. Is that going to work? I don't know. Never mind. That didn't work the way I thought it would. Tuck and slide. I'll think of something else. Then scoop in your belly, reach. Okay, again, release your glute so that you can really slide. And then once you're kind of in the position, if you want to contract it a little, you can. You may even find that helps these muscles in the front lengthen. Everything is going right. Now shift back. This was not your dream. Believed in me. Take your leg out to the side, foot is flat. Shift your hips back. Let me go home. I'm surrounded by a million people. Alrighty, tuck your toes under. Let's walk hands back and find a nice long position. Of course, knees bent, head is heavy. Walk your feet out a little and let's shift. So shift into your left hip as you kind of walk your hands over towards your right leg. You don't even have to bend your knee that much. Change sides. Okay, one more thing. Come to center, find your mobility squat. Okay, whichever version is going to work for you today. Press into your inner thighs. Ooh, so crazy. When I see you next Wednesday, it's going to be February, right? Shortest month. Kind of like we can see the light at the end of the tunnel of winter as we get through February, right? We start to get to the days continue to get longer. Now lift your hips, roll yourself up, and set your shoulders a few times once you get up to stand. Thank you, thank you, thank you.